Hey all, Paymarine back here again with another matter of fact. This time we'll be going over the Astra Militarum, or Militarum, sorry. Let's see, and this is version 1.0, so the first FAQ in errata for this codex, and it's pretty long. There's a decent amount of erratas on here, and a few FAQs, but a ton of erratas. So we'll dive right in here and just kind of read through them real quick. So page 86 under grinding advanced, change the second sentence to read, if this model remains stationary or moves under half speed in the movement phase, i.e. it moves a distance in inches less than half of its current move characteristic, it can shoot its turret weapon twice in the following shooting phase. The turret weapon must target the same unit both times. Okay, so I'm not sure what they're like. Most of these, again, because I don't have the codex, I'm not sure the exact changes that they've made. But breakdown of that: if the model stays stationary, moves less than half, it can shoot its turret weapons twice, but has to be at the same target. You can't split fire it. All right, page 90 and 101. Commissar Yarrick, Lord Commissar, and Commissar. Summary execution. Change to read summary execution. The first time an Astra Militarum unit fails a morale test during the morale phase, whilst it is within 6 inches of any friendly commissars, one model of your choice in that unit is slain, and the morale test is re-rolled. Do not include this slain model when re-rolling the morale test. So when you re-roll, you continue at the same amount of models you already lost. You don't add in the model that was slain using that ability. Page 95, Master of Ordnance, Master of Ballistics. Change to read Master of Ballistics. You can reroll any hit rolls of 1 made for a friendly regiment, Basilisk, Wyvern, Manticore, or Death Strikes when they target enemy units over 36 inches away in the shooting phase, if they are within 6 inches of this model. Alright, page 102, Ogren Bodyguard. Bodyguard, change the first sentence to read, roll a d6 each time a friendly Astra Militarum infantry character, excluding Ogrens, loses a wound whilst they are within 3 inches of any models with this ability. On a 3+, the Astra Militarum character does not lose a wound, but one model with this ability suffers a mortal wound. Alright, so kind of, it's like, I think Savior Protocols, like with the Tau. But yeah, so basically it's just a way to shed wounds from going to a character or something and putting it on another model. Alright, page 104. What is this? Nork, Dead Dog, Loyal to the End. Change the first sentence to read, roll a d6 each time a friendly Astra Militarum infantry character, excluding Ogrens, loses a wound, whilst they're within 3 inches of Nork, Dead Dog. On a 2+, the Astra Military character does not lose a wound, but Nork Dead Dog suffers a mortal wound. So instead of a 3+, this particular model, character, unit, whatever it is, suffers the wound on a 2+. Alright, page 117. Valkyries, Grav Shoot Insertion. Change the first sentence to read, models may disembark from this vehicle at any point during this move, but if the Valkyrie moves 20 inches or more, you must roll a d6 for each model disembarking. Interesting. I'm not sure what the rest of that one says. I know like there was kind of originally you could scatter when you would try to deploy them while it was moving. They would scatter, and different perils or mishaps and things could happen. So I'm sure it's something similar, but at least for this, it's I guess you have to roll a d6 for each model if it moves over than 20 inches. All right, page 133. Mordian, Parade Ground Doctrine. Add the following sentence. These modifiers to hit rolls are an exception to the normal rolls which do not allow modifiers when making overwatch shots. In such cases, results of 7 is also a successful hit. I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. I know some things that can add modifiers to your dice. So like if you need a 6 on Overwatch to hit, if somebody's giving you a, I guess, a plus to hit. I'm not sure how that works. I'm still not tracking. If somebody could please, because this happened in another FAQ where I'm still trying to figure out how they write in cases of results of 7. Because I can't think of any abilities that like add. Because I know it's like minus is to hit, like Raven Guard for instance is a -1 to hit them 12 inches away. But I don't know why you would ever be making a 12-inch charge. And that's a negative modifier. I don't know anything that would add to your dice that would. I guess that makes sense. I don't know why. I guess it's saying like if you had something that adds +1 to your rolls to hit, which normally does not affect in Overwatch. So this must be just specifically for Overwatch or something, or it actually works with Overwatch too. So 5s would hit because that 5 + 1 becomes a 6, and then it's saying those 6s are not misses. Even though they become a 7, they're still a hit, I guess, is what they're trying to say. Because I guess some people are trying to argue, like, well, that doesn't hit because it becomes a 7, and 7, you can't roll a 7 on the dice or something. But they're pointing out, well, yes, with modifiers, yes, it's a hit. Okay, so, all right, page 134, aerial spotter, change the second sentence to read, select a basilisk or wyvern model from your army. Okay. Page 135, take cover. Change the first sentence of this stratagem to read, use this stratagem in your opponent's shooting phase when the opponent selects one of your Astra Militarum infantry units as a target. So I'm sure it adds cover to them, and you do it as soon as your opponent has selected one of your army units, I cannot talk, infantry units from your army. Then you select this stratagem at that time, and it gives you, I'm sure, a cover bonus since it is called take cover. Kind of like, must be similar to like going to ground was before. Alright, page 136, ambush. Change the second sentence to read, choose up to 3 Talon units to be set up in ambush instead of placing them on the battlefield. Only one of these units can have the vehicle keyword. So, you can set a lot of your infantry units up, but you can only set one vehicle into this ambush. Add the following sentence. The units are considered to have moved their maximum distance. Okay, so that's saying when they come out of ambush, they are basically considered having moved already. So they can't then come out, move, and do their regular stuff. Alright, page 136, send in the next wave. Add the following sentence. This unit costs reinforcement points in a matched play game. Alright, so that one is one where you have to actually build it into your list. Page 138, the dagger of Tusak. Add the following sentence at the start of the rules text. Infantry officer models only. So it looks like only infantry officers can take this. Or it only applies to them, whatever that dagger of Tusak is. Alright, getting there. 3 more erratas and then on to the FAQ. Alright, page 140. Draconian disciplinarian. Add the following sentence. If the commissar has this warlord trait, then their summary execution ability takes precedence. But if the reroll morale test is also failed, then D3 additional models are slain and the test is considered to have passed. Okay. So, if they have summary execution, but this is their warlord trait, this warlord trait basically trumps the summary execution ability. And but if you fail the morale, then you lose D3 additional morale or models, and then the test is considered to have been passed. So instead of losing a model, so like using that ability, re-roll, and you lose a model, this one, you re-roll the morale test. But I guess if you fail, then you lose D3 models. So basically, so you take a model away as your summary execution, re-roll, and then you're good. But if you fail, then you roll basically a D3, and then you lose that many more models, and the test is passed. So you don't have to like remove another model and re-roll. So at the very least, you're losing at least one more model, but you're getting kind of a guaranteed, I guess, morale pass. I don't know. Interesting. Page 140, Master of Command. Add the following sentence: if your warlord is a commissar, it can issue an order to any regiment infantry unit, irrespective of what regiment that unit is from, i.e., Militarum Tempestus, Cadian, etc. So the Master Command, I guess, ability, if your commissar is the warlord, that warlord commissar, I guess, can issue any order to any regiment in your detachment. So, and let's see, page 142, point values, other war gear, add the following entry: war gear, storm shield, points per item, 0. So I guess they've added the storm shield in there, or they've changed the point value to 0. Alright, FAQ time. Question: when I pay the command point cost for the Vortex missile stratagem, after you had a result of 8 or more for the hour is nigh ability. Oh, whoops. Let me reread that. I went right into the answer and I was kind of, alright. The question is, when do I pay for the command point cost for the Vortex missile? Alright. For a missile stratagem, rather. So they want to know, when are they paying their command points to use this stratagem? The answer is after you have had a result of 8 or more for the hour is nigh ability, allowing you to fire the Death Strike missile, but before resolving the shot. So I'm not familiar with the hour is nigh ability, but you have to have had a result of 8 or more for that ability, which allows you, I guess, to fire the Death Strike missile. And before you resolve the shot, then you spend a command point for the Vortex missile stratagem, I guess. Alright, question. If I have, for example, a Talon unit of Lehman Russ battle tanks with 3 tanks, can I use the ambush stratagem once to place all 3 models in ambush? Answer: yes, the same is true for any Talon vehicle, squadron, basilisk, hellhounds, etc. So, again, that was kind of that earlier rule. While, yes, you can put those vehicles in there, it's only one unit with the keyword vehicle. So, I mean, still, because the Astra Militarum can squadron their vehicles, I mean, you can still put 3 tanks in this ambush thing, which is not too bad. Alright, question. If I issue an order to a unit with an officer who has the laurels of command and I roll a 4+ to issue another order to the same unit, do I resolve the first order before issuing the second? Yes. So you have to resolve one order before you start the next, I guess. Alright. Question. Can I use laurels of command to issue the same order twice to the same unit? Answer: no, the second order issued must be a different order. So no same orders to the same unit. Alright, Brood Brothers. Question. I'm not sure what this... So this is like a separate table on the FAQ that says Brood Brothers at the top. I'm not sure why it's quite separated, but it is, but we'll take a look. Question. Can an Astra Militarum detachment... Oh, I'm tracking now. This is in particular because of Gene Stealer cults, where you can take different Astra Militarum units. Alright. So, question. Can an Astra Militarum detachment that is included in an army alongside Gene Stealer cults detachment using the Brood Brothers rule gain a regimental doctrine? And can the units in such a detachment use any regimental specific stratagems, warlord traits, orders, relics, etc.? Answer: no. Brood Brother detachments cannot use any regiment specific rules. So if you're playing Astra Militarum with Gene Stealer cults, As Brood Brothers, you do not get to double dip into that codex as well. This is how I'm taking it. And then it says, note that when included in an army alongside a Genestealer Cults detachment, all Astra Militarum units should replace their regiment keyword with Brood Brothers in every instance of their data sheets. Full rules for using Brood Brothers detachments will be described in Codex Genestealer Cults. Which, I'm not sure at this time if that codex is not out yet, huh? I don't think so. Just Tyranids is. So, I mean, there's a confirmation that obviously I think a lot of people saw. I don't think there was, aside from just Genestealers, none of the Genestealer cult units are there. I mean, it's its own army, essentially, much like when Astra Militarum came out, is how I kind of think of their release. So it makes sense that they're going to have their own codex, but it will be interesting to see when that comes out, if it's anytime soon. But anyway, question. Can an Astra Militarum detachment that is included in an army alongside Genestealer Cults detachment using the Brood Brothers rule include any Astra Militarum named characters? Answer, no. You cannot bring any Astra Militarum named characters into a Genestealer Cult army, which makes sense because it's just, the fluff isn't there. Like, these guys aren't, I want to say corrupted, but it's not quite. They're not tainted. I don't know. They're not part of the Genestealers, so. Alright, well, this one was a little bit longer, but excuse me. Hopefully you found it helpful, and we will see you all next time.